the Really Charlie Podcast, making memories last. Your time, my time, we all shine on the Really Charlie Podcast. It's the Really Charlie Podcast, making memories last. Your time, my time, we all shine on the Really Charlie Podcast. It's the Really Charlie Podcast, making memories last. Your time, my time, we all shine on the Really Charlie Podcast. It's the Really Charlie Podcast, making memories last. Your time, my time, we all shine on the Really Charlie Podcast.
It's the Really Charlie Podcast. Yeah, it's the Really Charlie Podcast. Yo, it's the Really Charlie Podcast. Bumping through your broadcast. Grab a chair, fill your glass. Yeah, it's the Really Charlie Podcast. Yo, it's the Really Charlie Podcast. Yeah, it's the Really Charlie Podcast. Bumping through your broadcast. Grab a chair, fill your glass.
Hey, welcome to the Really Charlie Podcast. My name is Charlie Perry, and I'm here. I'm trying to hook up a couple of my friends on. They were on the screen, and now they're off, so they'll be back with us momentarily. But we are going to continue with the program. All right, I am here at my home, at my casa, but I got a few things that I want to kind of broadcast. The first time we were the first time I just want to kind of introduce a lot of things that I'm involved in, and I see my guest there. Let's see. All right, guys, you're all set. I'll be with you in momentarily. All right. So I want to introduce a couple of things. First and foremost, I'm the host of the Really Charlie Podcast, and I'm also doing other things. I'm a host on the Really Charlie Podcast on WNB1 Radio, and every Tuesday I go on. I play some R&B music. I have a guest on, probably the first hour, and this is some of the things I like doing. Trying to highlight people in the area and locally, and also reaching out abroad, further out into the country, and going down to Georgia and seeing people from the Atlanta's Writers Club and getting introduced to another audience. So those are the things I'm doing, and I'm trying to do a lot of things with many people. And feel free, if you want to come on the Really Charlie Podcast, you can connect with me through Facebook, or you can also email me at the Really Charlie Podcast at gmail.com. And also I have some other information here. Hold on 1 second here. So here's my information. There's a connect. There's a telephone number, 774-425-2631. You also have that Q&R code also, where you can, get directly in contact with me through the station. All right. All right. But I just want to pass it on and show it on the screen. And I'm going to invite my co-host, Paula Santos Young, my dear. It's the reason why we are doing all this. I see Ross back there. Here we go. Let's see.
Charlie. Hey, Paula.
Good
Can you hear
morning.
me, Charlie?
Yeah, I hear you. All right. Paula, how you doing?
I'm tired. I am tired. You know, advocating is tiring, but it's good. It's all good. It's a good thing. Hey, Charlie, how's reception, brother?
Yeah.
Hi, Ross. I haven't seen you in quite some time.
Hey,
Very good, all right. Thanks for having me, Charlie.
yeah.
I'm over here with Flip.
You have your pet with you, Flip?
They're
wow.
having trouble yet. Charlie, I see you have a different background.
Yeah, that's thanks to I'm gonna click it on the screen here.
I like that. Very nice.
This is our new logo here. Let's show it. That's our new logo. And that was done by, I'm gonna put it on the screen here, by someone we know dearly. And once I find it, and let's see if you recognize that name on the bottom there. You see it, Paula?
Yes, by Damon. Yes.
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 So got to give him some credit. Every logo I have, he's done it.
That's
He
awesome.
surprised me with a few of them, including this one, and I think it makes us a little bit. It kind of levels us up, you know. It puts us in a
whole different platform. Level. I think Ross and Ben are having an issue, from what we see.
Yeah, so we're gonna do what we normally do. Okay.
Yeah, let's talk about Thursday. My big
All
event.
Right. Let's go.
Yeah, so Thursday, as many of you know, Achieve Greatness had our very first town hall community conversation in the wonderful town of Fairhaven. Thank you to Fairhaven for hosting us. I had some guest speakers come, which they were a mom from Colorado and a mom from Connecticut, including one of our local New England DEA agents come to also speak. And you know, we had really good turnout. We had a lot of visibility online. It was very, very well received. A couple of our local councilmen and representatives were there also. So we thank you from Achieve Greatness for everybody that helped, that put this together. Thank you to the New Bedford Board of Health, Joya Persetti, who has been instrumental in partnering with us to make this happen. This is just the one of many to come, and we are happy that we are finally having this conversation because it's extremely, extremely important. The DEA just put out this week that, and I know I talked about this, but they finally have addressed it, that now they have found 7 out of 10 pills are laced with fentanyl. 7 out of 10. So it's, you know, the as I continue to say, the alarms have been going off for quite some time. And now it's getting to the point where people have to have the conversation. It's no more that it can't be my child. It doesn't exist in our city, because it does. We've had unfortunately fatal overdoses, but also fatal poisonings here in our city of New Bedford to fentanyl. Everything that is on the street right now, and this is coming from not just the CDC, but from the Department of Health here in Massachusetts, every town and city that is facing this is 100% fentanyl. It is nothing else. It is not cocaine. It is not meth. It is not anything but pure fentanyl. That is what is on our city streets.
Great news flash. That's definitely we need that. You know, there's still so many misconceptions and of this and especially from a lot of people that you know, just doing things off the cuff, you know, and they need to stop doing that, you know. Be a fact finder and try to find out the facts and stop just either passing the buck or just going off the cuff of your shirt or your pants and coming up with this stuff that just puts people in the wrong direction, you know, and if they're going in the wrong direction, chances are that may fatally kill them.
Correct.
Excuse me, kill them. So, but I want to go back and you was one of the speakers of this event.
Yes.
first and foremost, how did you make out doing this?
You know, it's funny because everybody had an agenda of how time constraints were working. And of course, as you know, always with your first event, sometimes folks go a little bit over, and that's okay. I did not get as much time as I'd like to. Phil did not get a chance to speak also. But, you know, the way I look at this, Charlie, is we're still getting the word out, and that's what's
Yeah.
important. And the next events that we have, you learn from your first, and then you do better as you proceed further. And that's the way that we're looking at this. So it was well received. It was well accepted. Again, the police department in Fairhaven, they were exceptional to us. The town allowing us to have the town hall, the upstairs second floor. I mean, it's something where finally communities are coming together and saying, yes, we need to have this conversation. We need to have people here like you, because yes, we have folks who work at, these agencies out here. Some, like the guest speakers that were waiting to come back on, and nothing against the agencies, but it hits a little different when you have a mother speaking to you who has lost a child.
I agree.
And the conversation is different than having a person who is nothing against them, because you know that Achieve Greatness supports the substance abuse community 1,000,000%. But when you can also have the platform where you have someone speak on that, and you have a parent who's speaking on the loss that they have had, it hits the audience different, because now they're looking at people who have come from the substance abuse world and have come out of it and are doing better and are helping their fellow man to also do better. And they're talking in a level that only they can. But then you partner that with someone like myself or all of us at Achieve Greatness, or even other parents, and the audience tends to come to you in a different format, because now it's not someone standing in front of you saying, well, here are the numbers and this is what can happen. No, it's someone standing in front of you saying, I'm that person that you hear about, and here I am in the flesh, telling you what our struggle is, what mine and my husband's struggle is every day, what happened to us, what continues to happen. The pushback that I tend to get, and am still getting in our state, is the fact of the marijuana and the fentanyl. And I can't begin to tell you how folks, even, DA Quinn has talked about it. DA Cruz has talked about it. The DA in Springfield, Massachusetts has talked about it. There's medical examiners that are finally coming out and talking about it. So when you still have some agencies that are saying, well, time out, because we're told that when it burns, this is what happens. And that's so not true, because there's cross-contamination that can occur. And also with fentanyl, because it's a liquid that they're spraying on, they're not using the powder like they are when they're pressing the pills. When you spray fentanyl on marijuana, you cannot smell it. You cannot taste it. It doesn't give you a different taste. So when you put it onto your lips, as you know, Charlie, a former law enforcement, that's all it takes. And then the damage is done. So for people to continue to have this misconception, that's the battle that right now we are trying to get out there, because as you know, Charlie, you see the numbers still, as I am starting to see, it's in our high schools. Kids are vaping as early as 8 years old. It's vaping and it's smoking marijuana. Those are the only things that they're doing now. So in the school systems, they really need to start to allow folks like us to come in, and even yourself to come as a guest speaker, and people from like High Point, and really come together collaboratively and tell the kids the dangers of this. Because when you have fentanyl, and we all saw it on the news, being at a daycare where a 1-year-old lost their life. So you're going to tell me that 1-year-old had a substance abuse problem? That 1-year-old, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Enough with the trying to be politically correct. We're over that.
It's I'm glad you bring up every single bit of that. I had a conversation yesterday with someone, and they were believing that, well, let me save that. Someone may come and tell that story later on, maybe in a week. So I want to kind of, let me not touch up on that real quick. But anyways, the stories and like I said, the misconceptions that people have out there are crazy, and only because it's living a lie, it's spreading a lie of this dangerous drug.
Yeah.
And there's no take backs. There's no take backs, as we used to say, as a, there's just none of that. You just can't take things back, and so I also want to mention to you that, and I forgot to text this to you, but we had I end up getting a message from Ed Bish, and so I end up writing the DOJ, as he requested.
Yep.
And so I did that part, and now I want to kind of share it with a lot of other things.
Maybe we should do a show where we have Ed back on, because he was so informative. And one of the other people I definitely want to have on here is a gentleman by the name of Jim Rawl. And I know you've heard that name time and time again from me. Jim, who is the founder of Families Against Fentanyl.org. Jim lost his son, Tommy, back in 2015. And Jim has been instrumental at fact finding. I mean, Jim is a chemical scientist. That's his background. So when you have a chemical scientist who now is making it his mission to bring forth facts, that's the person you go to when you're looking for charts, facts. I mean, the CDC goes to Jim. The verbiage that everybody is hearing now, where fentanyl is the number one killer of 18 to 45-year-olds, that's Jim's page. The CDC called Jim and said, hey, can we use this?
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's another person that because he truly breaks it down in a way that he speaks our language, because, being a chemical scientist.
Yep.
But he is someone we need to get on, because he breaks it down for people of an understanding where even the naysayers will start to rethink their thought process, because of the way he breaks down what is currently going on with fentanyl, what's happening, how it's coming into the country. I mean, when the DEA sits there and tells people they cannot arrest their way out of this, what does that tell you? And that is coming from the DEA themselves.
Wow. Well, if you want, you can reach out to him, or, you want me to send him an email, that's up to you. We'll decide on that. I also want to let everybody know that Paula is now, I mean, I did tell you she's a co-host, but now she's officially tied into the StreamYard. So she has all the different gadgets in front of her that I do, and she'll be able to do things and share information from her computer. But we're going to have a class this week, and I'm going to go to her house. I'm going to straighten out things and do a few things so we can do this together, and this is all in memory of her fabulous son. We have a comment that says, hi, Charlie and Paula, I love what you are doing here. I always learn something I didn't know. Please keep doing what you're doing. And it says face red heart shape. Yes, my brother. That is my man Tony. He is a great host of his own shows on Fireside, and I'm right. He's also an empath, and he does so many things. And so they're doing a couple of things with their shows, him and his fabulous wife, Jill, and they're going to be kind of changing platforms pretty much like we did. He has a YouTube channel. He's definitely one of the best inspirations I met last year, him and his wife. They keep me motivated when it comes to the shows, and they are creators. They have some fabulous guests, and when they don't have guests, that's just dynamic duo that I love to listen to on Wednesdays. So I can't wait until they kind of change places and go to another platform because I'm gonna follow them every single day. And Tony did express how he's learning something through our podcast, Paula. So we definitely got to keep on doing what we're doing.
Yeah, because I think one of the things that people look for, Charlie, and we've talked about this numerous times since you've started this, is people are looking for the factual information. And that's what we're giving them. And we're giving them that by bringing people on who have that lived experience, like an Ed Bish, who has been fighting Big Pharma and the Sackler family for 20 years, and then came on and told his story of where he is and what has happened, where he's going, and what he still needs to do. And some of the moms we've had on, and we had on Shane Burgo, the councilman, who he talked about his platform moving forward. And this is exactly what needs to happen, because everyone needs to understand that this is a community effort. I say this all the time whenever I speak or when Phil speaks. Achieve Greatness can't do this on our own. We need our community. We need people like you. We need people in the community to work with us. I had received a message the other day in reference to connecting with Buddy Andrade. And the person said, I think you two would be a wonderful tag team to really do something in the community because of what he's been doing. So, Charlie, I don't know if you know him, but maybe that's someone we can try to get on here or do something. Because again, I will never turn away from a message or an email that someone sends me. It says, hey, I see what you're doing, but maybe you can reach out to this person to even elevate the community even more.
Yeah, I have his number. I can call him and set up something where all three of us can be on here. The problem we're running into is a lot of our friends, need to be. The technology is a task in itself for them. So
yes,
I'm, but because we are reaching out in all kinds of directions, small and large, multiple states, and so we have to do it this way. And,
absolutely.
Oh my God, I can't believe I forgot his name. Who's the gentleman from Kentucky?
Anthony.
Anthony.
Yes, he was a fabulous host. I mean, listen, I love Anthony, and we're always sending each other messages. And I literally said to him, I said, I swear, every time you and I speak, and even when you were on and you told your story, or when you were on and you did the podcast with Phil, it's literally like I was watching an episode of Justified on Netflix, because your story is just, it's like, did they come and talk to you? I mean, he is amazing.
Yeah,
and look at his story, and look at what he endured, and now what he's doing. And these are the things where I say to people all the time, yes, you're always going to have folks that are not going to think that, no, it can never be my child. No, it can't hit my house. No, and you know what? Stop, because that's not the case anymore. When you're at 300 people being poisoned a day, 300 a day, and you continue to hear nothing, everyone should be outraged with this. It is affecting every single community, city, town, and you just don't hear it.
No, you don't.
It's not like when COVID was around. You heard about COVID every day. You saw the ticker on the news. You saw the communities that were being affected, the hospitals. And I know we talked about this. Why aren't we hearing about this?
It's we got to keep it up. I'm glad that you mentioned that there were a few politicians in the arena this past week, and it's very it's very good, but I hope that Shane connects with them. Let me try to put this guest on 1 second, Paula. I'll get to my thought here. What's up, Flip? Can you hear me? All right, we can't do that anymore. We keep interrupting our show. The so like I know Shane's going to connect with them and build some kind of network with the politicians, and that's what he should do. But I know he's going to do it only because he's never told me anything different. That
Right.
if he's gonna do something, he's pretty much going to do it, and carry it out, even if he's doing it by himself. So
And
I
he
like
won't do it
that.
by himself because he has us.
Yes, definitely.
We will be there to I mean, he wants to jump on the effort of what we have started. And as you, Charlie, being an advisor to Achieve Greatness also, you've said it yourself. Whoever wants to partner with us, let's go. I mean, the message is one that, we will never turn someone away who wants to participate in saving lives in our community and throughout the Commonwealth. I mean, that's what this should be about.
Exactly. I like to what I like to do is sit down in the studio one more time
Yeah.
and do it from WNB1 radio,
Yes.
because there's so many people that are connecting with that station, and I want to make sure that we hit it home all the time. I also want to do I want to talk to the bosses and have a marketing um well have a news blast about the event that's coming up in March, which I
Yes.
want you to talk about.
Yes, we definitely we're in October, so we definitely need to start really ramping up with this. And I was speaking to some of our other advisors, and we have brought on some wonderful, wonderful people who have been brought to us, who are some are actually students. And what happens is when you are a student, and this is just for anybody out there who's listening, when you're a student, 9 times out of 10, let's say you're in media and production, communications, you can come and work for a organization or do a internship for an organization like ours, Achieve Greatness, and actually get credits for the class that you're in while helping us. And we have a student who actually 2 students who no, I'm sorry. We have 4 students who we've brought on, and 2 of them are actually doing exactly what they're doing in their school. And now they're doing it for Achieve Greatness while getting 9 credits to do it, to help them to graduate. But then they help Achieve Greatness, and all they have to give Achieve Greatness is 20 hours a week. But what a wonderful thing that we tapped into, Charlie, that not only are we helping students who are either at URI, Boston College, Springfield College, wherever, and they're coming in, they're helping us, and we're helping them, and they're doing something that they want to do, they're already doing, and they love to do it. We have a student right now from Springfield College who's affiliated with us. He is getting credits, and he's our video person, director of videography. He's doing a video for Achieve Greatness, and we'll be putting it out once it's done. And he's 19. He's phenomenal, 19. And this is what I tell people, tapping into the young generation is something where some organizations will not even do that. But here with us, with Achieve Greatness, we will absolutely work with you. And we appreciate the fact that you're even coming to us to work with us, because there's so much that they have to offer that they're bringing to the table. I can't hear you. Mm-mm. So while Charlie is trying to get back on, everyone, what Charlie had asked me to speak about was Achieve Greatness event that's coming up now, March 9th. It will be held at the Century House. This will be our first Achieve Greatness fundraising event for all the work that we are doing in the community, including working with youth and in sports. Achieve Greatness's event will be again March 9th at the Century House 2024 next year. We have the wonderful Joaquin Santos, who will be coming in, his wonderful band, Dope Lotus. We also have DJ Fresco, who will be there. And we have a magician, a professional magician by the name of Will Fern, Fern. He is actually a friend of my husband's, Phil. He comes from URI, and he is phenomenal. We will be having a silent auction, which will consist of many, many sports memorabilia. So we're hoping for a wonderful turnout because, again, Achieve Greatness can't continue to do what we do unless we have the community's help and support. So we hope that everyone can come to have a great evening at a great place. We are having a buffet dinner, which will consist of 6 to 7 options. And we'll have some surprise guest speakers who unfortunately I can't tell anyone who they are unless they come to the show, to the event. So I hope that people will be able to come and attend. And Charlie, I know Charlie will be there, and Charlie is going to make sure to blast this to everyone. So we hope you can all come so we can continue the work that we're doing. Still can't hear you. So as Charlie continues to try to fix what is happening, we will momentarily click off, try to click back on. Hopefully this can be fixed. We apologize for the technical issues. As we all know, sometimes those things happen, but we will be right back. Can you hear me, Charlie? I still can't hear you. We can see you.
It's the Really Charlie Podcast. Yeah, it's the Really Charlie Podcast. Yo, it's the Really Charlie Podcast. Bump into your broadcast, grab a chair, fill your glass. Yeah, it's the Really Charlie Podcast. Yo, it's the Really Charlie Podcast. Yeah, it's the Really Charlie Podcast. Bump into your broadcast, grab a chair, fill your glass.